Hi, my name is Julian. I'm from Midnight Spies, and we're going to be looking at the production and mixing of our latest single, The Owl Sees All. So, The Owl Sees All was a song that started with the purchase of a guitar from a friend of mine, which is now currently my number one guitar, this Fender right here. It's a broken string right now, but nonetheless, this is the guitar where I first wrote the riff, the main riff on the lead guitar for The Owl Sees All. That started there, which I currently have a demo of. I did record that demo. And as you can hear, it's still me trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the riff, but nonetheless, that is where it started. And from there, I think I spent it was a little bit after In This House came out, and started putting together the main parts of that demo all the way up until maybe early summer. And from there, we actually started figuring out how we were going to record this song, which we did not want to go to a studio 100% yet just because of budgetary reasons. So I met up with a friend of mine, Doug Cook, and he really wanted to kind of start helping us make this song, make this process go. He had a bunch of equipment and experience that we wanted to kind of like figure out how to learn how to do it ourselves, and he was very open to the idea. And so we started working on that demo probably around October or September, sometime in the fall. But the original demo is quite similar to the main track. It's pretty much the same track through and through. Everything was kind of already decided, the arrangement. We did shorten the intro for a short time. Obviously a little more small. Similar, very similar synths, very similar guitar, main riff in there. Same lyrics, same everything. But by the time we ended up getting here, it was kind of not really going to change from here on out, is what we decided. Probably only did one take with Matt's vocals. We just wanted to get something there so the band could actually start learning it to play live, because that was one of the main purposes of this song, to have something that the band can play live that wasn't our album stuff, which is unreleased. But it's pretty much the same song through and through, so just a little rougher around the entire thing, you know, as demos are. Different drums. At the time we had not the halftime section yet, but everything else is pretty much the same here. To start, we did love doing kind of like the ambient stuff in the intro, so we kept all that. Have a little bit of a string section alongside some pads. Clean guitar with a filter going up, which we used a Dimension C to give it its chorus effect. We used a Dimension C pedal for the guitar, and every once in a while on vocals and other things we used a Studio D from Universal Audio, if I'm not wrong. Threw a filter on it. A little bit of reversed guitar right there. 808 perks. It seems like I throw them in everything, and that kind of like goes out throughout the song. The synth bass, or rather the bass, is kind of a unique situation here, because we decided that we'd recorded the bass DI and then had a couple days where he was kind of alone and added this distortion to a separate track through the bass once we had run through the preamp, and it kind of came out sounding like a synth bass with a little bit of like fuzz on it. And we merged that with the original bass to kind of create this very much artificial / real sounding synth bass, but still played at the exact same time as our real bass. And then when you get to the harder parts of the song, it sounds just distorted, which we did use a distortion pedal. Don't remember which one though. So, and then I do like my Michael Jackson little influences, and I just you know, come up with a last minute ad libs and stuff to put in there. So we have a little me going, wow. As well as little tiny percussion things going on. Found a percussion at the very beginning with the drums. When it hits, it kind of sounds like an owl, so that's what I kind of went for right there. Something maybe merge the idea a little bit together with the production. You can barely hear it on the mix, but you can hear it if you listen to it loud enough. Distorted guitar riff I came up with the main riff, and then kind of to give it that Killers feel, very synthly led intro as the hook. Have the synth doing the same thing as the guitar. Alongside a little like plucking, rotating synth to give it a little bit of space, but merge them together in a kind of this very nice loud guitar with the synth bass on top. It kind of just widens out, and then of course go crazy in the drums. Synth pad going throughout under that entire thing, just kind of creating a little bit of texture sort of thing. Drums still subdued, no hats or anything yet. Bass, same thing. Kind of working together with the groove. This place, so grab your keys and go. Matt's vocals with a little bit of reverb delay. And then I find myself in Houston's view. And then the synth kind of picks up. On top of that, I have my police chords, as I call them, going on there. Everything's kind of starting to build up. The pre-chorus, I have my 808s going. After that, kind of building up, goes out for a little bit and comes back in. Threw in a riser with a piano reversed. Yeah, very much Duran Duran sort of thing at the beginning. Rio. I threw in also what I kept calling it after I came up with this, the toxic synth pluck. Chorus, I wanted, of course, to be a little, in terms of between the two parts of the main verses, it was kind of like going from maybe a traditional like rock song to kind of more like a J-rock sort of inspired like chord progression, which was what I came up with initially in like the intro, and we kind of stuck with that. I really liked how it sounded. And it's very pretty, especially when you add in the synths. A little bit of a pluck mallet on those keys. Matt doubled up on the vocals here. A little bit of analog delay coming from, I believe we actually ran through a bunch of pedals, through things that normally go through pedals, specifically like the vocals. We ran through Wazacraft delay from Boss and came up with the analog sound. So you kind of hear the warmness in those delays. Praise and his friends. Backing vocals, we kind of wanted that whoa, whoa, kind of like maybe kind of turned more into a pop punky thing after the fact. Second verse, nothing too crazy going on, just more energy. Started adding these synths, a little more energy, a little more intensity. Came up with this little riff that I liked having under the guitar. And then bridge was pretty much the kind of like slow section of the song that we wanted to go into, where we had all the synth stuff going kind of like a little crazy. keys, kind of pushing it, what I call my Mr. Robot keys sort of thing. Also a little descending riser, or descender, whatever the hell you want to call it. A little bit of ambient stuff, my David Wise influences coming through right there. Guitar was clean, going through Dimension D. And you can actually hear what we ended up doing with the lead guitar right under that. We wanted a slide guitar, but we didn't necessarily have a slide with us at the time. The glass, I ended up breaking it some time before, and it was a last minute decision, but we ran them through a bunch of our pedals that we did have at the time and looked for anything we could use, and we ended up picking a drum key that was kind of shaped like a slide, but you can hear that kind of starting to rise up in the mix. Under the clean guitar. Just adding a little bit of eeriness and something a little pretty at the same time. Synths just picking up a little. On top of that, a little bit of probably, I'm pretty sure that's just me going like and stretching it out. Paul stretching out at the time. On top of that, all that's building momentum. Matt is delayed. And we just pushed it as a riser.
Come around to insecurity, not fading away, forming me.
Matt doing his rhythmic vocals there.
Not fading away.
And the song is now in halftime. Synth bass doing a lot of work here. Added the strings back. Guitar solo is pretty similar to anything else I do. I don't think I did anything super crazy in terms of like making sure I added weird stuff. I just did what I do best and kind of wrote this very melodic Neil Schon guitar solo. I seem to take a lot of inspiration from him. Synth strings, and then final chorus, Matt going a little more aggressive on the vocals.
From this moment, doubt that's left unspoken.
Double tracked through Dimension C on that one too, but the synth we do actually have a little more going on here, a little bit of ear candy right before the end. Little bells, touches. Not necessarily fade out, but, you know, long ending. Let the chord ring. No funny business after. Didn't want anything too crazy. I think it being a single, we were just like, here, you get the whole thing, you know, get the long ending. Take your 5-minute song sort of thing, you know, despite, you know, the modern age being like, oh, 2-minute songs, everything's short for TikTok, the chorus has to be the catchiest part, and we're like, no, that's not going to happen for us. So, but yeah, that is the production session for the Owl Sees All. If you haven't listened to it, check out the whole track on Spotify and everywhere we have music right now, but quite a good track, I believe. I think we did well on this one despite how much shit was going on in it.
Doubt that's left unspoken.